It is torque approved. Hello Yarniversee students, thank you for tuning into my video today. Today, like always, we have a very special video. We are going to be making this beautiful romper. Now I know that you may go on my channel and you may see a romper that I made maybe a couple weeks ago, but one of my new subscribers requested that I made a romper that was less see-through. I did my best at making it not so see-through by making it with double crochets instead of putting 3 double crochets into one space, but you know, it's crochet. Show a little skin, baby. I'm just kidding. If you want to be modest, just use half double crochet instead of a double crochet. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make a chain. This chain should be able to go around your neck and tie around your neck. So typically for my neck, I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for it to fit around my neck comfortably, I made a chain of 80. I can make it a little bit longer to make it a lot more comfortable, but for the sake of this video, to keep it a little bit shorter, I'm just going to do 80. But you can do 90, 100. You can do it as long as it's comfortable around your neck. So if you have a smaller neck, you'll probably be able to do slightly less than 80. If you have a larger neck, then you're gonna want to do more chains. I'm going to yarn over once I have all my chains. I'm going to work in the back loop, and I'm going to place 1 double crochet into every back loop stitch. Now you can also do this with a half double crochet stitch. Okay, so working with a double crochet, it will be a lot less see-through than the romper that I showed you guys in the beginning, but it will have slightly a little bit of see-throughness. But if you want absolutely no see-through, then you can do a half double crochet. It would just take you a longer time to finish the project. So you're just gonna go do a double crochet into every back loop all the way down. Okay, so I finished doing double crochets into every stitch, into every back loop. And the reason you want to do it into every back loop is so that both sides are flat instead of one being flat and one being twisted. So now what you're going to do is you're going to chain 1. You're going to cut off your excess work, leaving a little string so that you can weave in to make sure it's secure, and then you're going to pull your string tight. Now when you get to this part, this is where you're going to put it around your neck and see if it fits. Make sure that it fits. You can tie around comfortably, but most importantly, you're going to make sure that it's even on both sides, and then you're going to find the 2 middles. So you're gonna find the 2 points like around here. This is where you're going to place your next row. So from here to here is where you're going to place your next row. Now I do advise that, well, if you don't want your romper to be a romper that goes like small to large and then small again, you can always open it out a lot wider, so you can put it here and just go straight down instead. But I like for mine to have a little more shape. So stitch markers, you can use stitch markers, but right now all I got is rubber bands, so that's what we're gonna use. Make sure that it's even. Okay, now you're just going to take your yarn, you're going to reattach it in one of the holes. And you're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Once you chain 2, you're going to place 1 double crochet into that same stitch. Then you're going to place 1 double crochet into every stitch, and you're not going under, you're going in between the stitch. So you're going in the stitch itself, and you're gonna do that all the way until you reach your other stitch marker. So once you finish your second row, this is where you're going to begin building out your shapes to fill up like your bust area. So you're going to start with a chain 2, turn your work, then you're going to go into the very first stitch with 2 double crochets. You're going to place 1 double crochet into each stitch, except for the last one. You're going to place 2, then you're going to go into your last stitch, with 2 double crochets. You're going to chain your work, chain 2, turn your work, and then you're going to do that again. I don't care too craps about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I did a total of 10 rows with the increases on the sides, and that width is large enough to cover up my bust. So I'm going to continue now a few rows without doing increases on the side. Chain 2, turn my work, and now we're doing rows with no increases. So I did 16 regular rows with no increases. So we're gonna do a recap. We have your very first row, no increases, then you have increases on the side for 10 rows, and then you have 16 regular rows. Now you are going to want to measure this on your body, because now the next step is we're going to start making the pants. I have previously made the mistake of making my pants too low, so that's why I'm starting my pants a little higher this time. So now you're just going to make a chain that is going to fit around your waist or wherever you stop this. So you're not going to want to put this directly on your waist. You're going to want to put it a little higher than your waist, or the smallest part of your waist. So if you have the like hourglass shape, you're going to want to put it, measure it the size of like the cinching kind of part of your waist, but you're not going to want to measure it exactly. You're going to want to do it like with some give. Once you get the length of the chain that you want, you're going to connect it to the other side with a slip stitch, and here you're going to want to tie off your work, and then you're going to cut your string. Now you could, if you wanted to, continue your work all the way around without stopping here, but I have noticed that when you start to make your pants here, the seam ends up here and not in the middle where the butt part is. So the seams don't line up if you do it here. That's the only reason why I decided to cut it. So now I'm gonna find the middle. The easiest way to find the middle is just fold it in half, you know, and you'll find the middle. So now I'm going to reattach my yarn. Now I'm gonna reattach my yarn, making a slip knot and connecting it back. And you are going to place double crochets into the back loop. And you're just gonna do this all the way around. Now I've made it all the way around, I'm just gonna slip stitch into the very first stitch. I'm gonna chain 2. I'm gonna turn my work, and then I'm going to continue that all the way around. Now, depending on your size, if you have a bigger butt or a smaller butt, you are going to want to do increases or decreases. You're going to do increases to enlarge your size, and decreases to make it smaller for your butt area. I did a total of 10 rows, and now I'm going to do an increase row on the 11th row, and you only do increases on the hip area. So you chain 2, turn your work, and then you're going to fold your work in half so that you can find the 2 corners. So your 2 corners are here. You're going to want to place a stitch marker here, and you're going to crochet up until that corner, and then you're going to place 2 double crochets into that 1 stitch. Okay, so I made it back around to where I need to do my increase. I'm going to place 1 double crochet into 1 stitch, and I'm going to place another into 1 stitch. So that's really your increase. You're going to place 1, and then you're going to place 2 into the same stitch. See the difference? This is 1, and then this is 2. And then you continue all the way around until you reach your other side where you want to place an increase. I made it to the other side where I need to place an increase. All I'm going to do is place 1 and 2, and then I'm going to continue my round, going all the way around. Now, you can place as many increases as you need to make your pants fit your bottom or fit your butt properly. So I'll show you what you need to do in order to make sure that all of your increases line up in the same place, because if you don't, then it ends up looking bumpy. If you don't, you know, if your pants isn't super fitted, you can tell that you place them in different areas or they're out of alignment. So a little bit of advice for you is that if you're doing increase rows, you're going to want to keep your increase rows consecutive. So this row is an increase row. If you need it bigger, you're going to want to do your next row increase, your next row increase, your next row increase. You're not going to want to do increase, no increase, increase, no increase, increase, no increase, because then it kind of makes the outfit bumpy. So you're always going to want to place, when you first come around, you're going to want to place your increase into the very first stitch that made that very first increase, so it lines up. Because if you did it in this one, then it would start to, your increases will start to go on a diagonal, and then you're going to continue all the way around. Now you can, once you're done doing your increase rows, you're just going to continue to do rows, regular rows. Once you finish your increase rows, you're going to continue to do regular rows until you get your length that reaches right before your, like a little, right, how do I say, right by the coochie. Sorry to say. Right by your, right under your private area, just a little bit under. Okay, so I made it back around, and now this is my last row that I'm going to do before I make the pants legs, the 2 separate pants legs. So now I'm going to slip stitch, chain 1, and then I'm going to cut off a string. I always leave a little bit just so that we can weave it in and make sure that the pants or the garment doesn't unravel. Now, this will vary for everybody's different body types. So what I have here is, so I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 rows, right? And now I'm going to make the pants. All you're going to do to make the pants legs is you are going to find the middle. So you're going to fold your piece in half, fold your garment in half. And you're going to get yourself a stitch marker. Probably got me some excess yarn hanging around. And I'm going to place a stitch marker in the middle stitches. So here. And now you're going to create a chain that goes from one end to the other. So you just create a slip knot, and you attach it to one end. You chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you attach it to the front. You chain 1 again. You cut off your excess, leaving a string just to make sure that you can weave it in. And then you can unravel your stitch markers. And here you have your pants. Now the next step is you're gonna do one leg at a time. So whichever leg you prefer to do first, you're going to go into that leg first. So you're gonna create your slip knot. You're gonna create your slip knot. You're gonna insert your hook. Chain 2. You're gonna go all the way around the leg. So you're gonna go here. Oops. You're gonna go all the way around the leg, going here 1, 2, 3. And you're gonna go all the way around. Once you make it to your chain, you're just going to make sure that you crochet into one side, and that is the side that's corresponding to the side that you are currently crocheting in. So there. And here is where you want to kind of take your string and crochet over it, just so it doesn't unravel. And you're just gonna do that all the way up. Now I made it back around from putting 1 double crochet into every stitch in the side, and now I'm going to make a slip stitch into the very first double crochet that we made, chain 2, turn my work, and then I'm just going to crochet and place 1 double crochet into, I'm gonna crochet and put 1 double crochet into every stitch, and you're just going to continue that for as many rows as you need to cover up your butt area. If you want it to be really short, you can stop after maybe like 2 or 3 rows. Well, maybe 2 rows if you want it like super short, but if you want it longer, you can just continue up until the point where you want to. Even if you wanted to make this like a winter kind of romper, you could continue this pattern all the way down until it reaches your ankles, and it could be a very long romper. So I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna finish both sides, and then I'm gonna come back. And I just want to also mention that the color changing in this outfit was only made so that I'd have enough yarn to create this outfit, because I was running out of this color yarn. There's no actual other reason than needing to just make sure that I had enough yarn to finish the project and making it look cute at the same time. Okay, so I finished my bottoms. Now what you're gonna want to do is weave in your loose ends. Never just cut off your ends. I've already weaved these in, so I just cut off my excess. And the way to weave in your ends is you can either use a weaving needle, or you can just take a crochet hook. You probably want to use a crochet hook that's just a little bit smaller than the one that you used to create the project. and you're just gonna go under the string and you're gonna pull it through. And the very last step that you're gonna do, the very last step that you're gonna do is make a very long chain, and that is what you're gonna use to connect into the back of the romper so that you have like a snug fit and you look cinched in. Alright, Yarniversee students, thank you for tuning into my video today. Be sure to like, actually, I mean, if y'all don't want to, y'all don't have to, but like, come on, give the work the credit that is due. But thank y'all for tuning into my video today. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and comment down below anything that you would like for me to try to make. And shout out to the person, the only person that's ever actually asked me to make anything or to modify any of my pieces so that it could work for them, because I want it to be inclusive. Like, if you feel like you can't wear something that I made, comment down below like, all right girl, that's a little too skimpy for me. How do I add some extra fabric to that? Okay girl, there's too much fabric for me. How do I make it a little more skimpy? Whatever y'all need, I got y'all. Come on, just let me know. But thank y'all for tuning into my video today, and I'll see ya in the next video. Yeah.